Welcome back to Zoom TV. You're just in time for this week's Zoomaholic. We're still here at the Italian Festival Track Day, and I'm about to catch up with the owner of this F40. I've chosen it because it's so rare. It's a much respected car and a car that I really, really like. Tim?
Aaron.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Mate, I love this car. Everyone loves this car.
Yeah, it's an awesome car. It has a huge presence on the road, and on the track it's quite amazing. It's just incredible how many people want to take photos of it. It attracts a huge amount of attention.
Now, I've done a little bit of pre-research. Actually, I was listening to everyone walk away from your car, and they were saying that this was, in fact, the fastest production car back in the 90s, straight out of the production.
That's right, yeah. It was first launched at the end of '85. Maximum speed was 202 miles an hour. So it goes from 0 to 100 in about 3.6 and 0 to 200 in 11 seconds. Yeah,
This was also one of the last cars that Enzo was actually, I suppose, managing the production over, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. This was Enzo's, one of his last projects. And it's just every time I drive this car, I just can't get over how much better it gets.
Yep.
And when I start talking about it, I get goosebumps.
And take us through some of the stats about it.
It's just under 500 horsepower. It weighs a little over a tonne. It's got a 5-speed manual gearbox. It's got no stability control or ABS braking. It's just raw. It's like a go-kart with 500 horsepower. It's a handful to drive when the twin turbos kick in. If you're going through a corner and it can catch you out. It's a car that needs a fair amount of respect. You need to be very switched on when you're driving it, but it is just so much fun. It's just the most exhilarating car I've ever driven.
Give us some more stats on the car, Tim. How long have you owned the car
I've
for?
owned the car for nearly 8 years. The car originally was from Austria, and then it was brought into Melbourne. It did an Adelaide Classic Rally, and then I was fortunate enough to purchase it after that. I've done a little bit of work to the car. I've rebuilt the brakes, put supercar brake discs on the vehicle. I put a tube exhaust system on it, re-chipped it to 98 octane.
How fast have you had this car?
280 kilometres an hour at Phillip Island when I first bought the car. Just coming down that main straight, it was quite amazing. Just everything goes a little bit blurry.
What's your favourite thing about it?
The favourite thing about it is the turbo boost when both turbos start to spin in just over 4,000 revs, and it just takes off. And if you're not careful, it'll light up and it'll throw you off. That and just the aggressive nature of it. You know, it's got a very hard clutch, hard brakes, and it is like a go-kart. You really have to wrestle the car. And it took me probably a year and a half to get used to it, but now I get in and I just love it. I can really throw the car around, and it's just a huge amount of fun.
Now, I love your description, but I think it would be easier to believe you if we jumped in and maybe did a couple of laps around the track. What do you reckon?
I'll take you for a couple of laps.
Mate, you're the best. Let's get in. Let's get him before he changes his mind.